Why they keep on hating on me, dog? I don't know, no. Why they keep on hating on me, dog? I don't know, no. Why they keep on hating on me, dog? I don't know, no. Why they keep on hating on me, dog? I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, 2901 Productions and 48 Media proudly presents to you another round of Ab-So-Lute, and I am Marlon Copeland.
What's going on? It's your man Eric. Fist pumps.
I nailed it.
It was actually pretty damn good.
Yeah, I was thinking about Manny Fresh when he used to be like, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dogs and cats. You remember that?
Yeah. I probably wouldn't. What is that? Oh. I probably would have been like 18 or older. Like, dude, I took my niece to go get her, to drop off her car to get her brakes changed earlier today. And I'm sitting in the car waiting for her to come out, and one of the mechanics was standing, like, you know how they got the different garages that's for certain things to pull up to the shop. But this one mechanic was standing out front.
Oh, shit.
Hold on. Yeah, this one mechanic was standing out front, and a group of kids got off of Marta,
Okay.
and was walking down the street. And it was about maybe 3:40, 3:45. So around this time, you know, any group of kids walking down the street, around that time, you automatically think high school.
Correct.
Middle school or high school, depending on where they coming from. But this mechanic is standing out front, like, really talking about some, ooh, hey girl. And I'm standing like this old ass motherfucker. It's like, do you not know? Like, you can tell these women are not adults. Like, they're not 21 or older. And he's definitely too damn old to be trying to talk to anybody in high school. That shit was just weird. And the first thing popped into my mind was like, I'm sitting here listening to a real life R. Kelly right now. That shit was kind of disturbing.
Well, what the fuck is this?
Oh, this motherfucker need to be ashamed of himself.
Yeah, I don't see the pleasure of wanting to talk to a child like on that level. I do not get it. I would never fathom the idea.
And speaking of kids, and I had my daughter last weekend, and I don't know how we got on the topic, but she asked me what sacrifice was. And I could have gave like a simpler answer, like you give up something that you really want, or give up something for yourself for somebody else. But first thing came to my mind was, like, if I had to protect you, and this is me explaining to her, I was like, well, if I had to protect you from anything to make sure that you are all right, I would sacrifice myself to make sure that nothing happened to you. And she's only 8, so she automatically starts crying. So I'm doing damage control now. Like, she's like, well, why would you? I don't want you to die. I'm like, that's not what I like. Okay, that's kind of what I meant, but like, you can't think of it like that. Let's just say I'll do everything in my power to make sure that nothing happens to you. Like, and just put it like that.
I think that's a natural thing for parents to do.
So she's like, she calmed down after a while, and she was like, Daddy, can I have a popsicle? I was like, yeah, you go get it. She was like, I want you to go get it. I was like, no, you go downstairs and get it yourself. You want a popsicle? You know, this little heifer said, but you said you sacrificed yourself. I was like, if you don't get out of here.
You deserve that one. You deserve that one.
If you don't get out of here and go get that popsicle.
That is hilarious.
I ain't telling you nothing else. Trying to use my stuff against me.
I don't know. It's just not working.
This ain't no internet connection. What, you got it on Wi-Fi? Try turning your Wi-Fi off. Oh, for those that's listening, we trying to get our live stream to act right. Doesn't want to cooperate today.
It's not sacrificing. Jesus Christ.
Why do that every time you turn it sideways?
No, shit.
Try it like just nope. Sheesh.
All right.
I don't know what that's about.
This is interesting. 10 signs that something is wrong with your health. Let's see. Confusion.
Something wrong with my health.
The fuck that means? Because you confused that you're sick? You either got dementia, Alzheimer's disease, or a lack of multiple vitamins.
Shit, that's how I felt yesterday. Bruh, you ever knew like halfway through a meal that you done fucked up by eating what you was eating?
Yep.
Like, now I ain't talking about like people who know that like they lactose intolerant and they like want some ice cream. Like, oh, if I eat this ice cream, man, my stomach gonna be messed up. That type of shit.
Right.
Like, it could be like something that you had multiple times before and never had a problem eating. And like as soon as you like halfway through the meal, like your stomach just do some shit to where you know, like, yeah, I'm about to be out of commission for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I fucked around and ate some noodles yesterday, and before I even finished, my stomach was like, "Nigga, it's about to go down."
That was one of your 10 signs.
That shit was just one sign. That shit that bleep, bleep, bleep. I was like, well, I'm glad wasn't nobody home that next, hour and a half to 2 hours? Well, they would have hated me.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I've been there, man. I've been there. Oh shit. I guess I'm gravely ill.
Hair loss.
I am about to die.
Everyone loses hair, but excessive hair loss doesn't just happen for no reason. Excessive hair loss can be from malnutrition, anemia, that's it. Oh, what else?
Autoimmune disease because of stress. Oh, it also can occur because of stress. So, I'm
what
dead.
List is this? What list is this? 10 signs that something's wrong with your health.
Son of a bitch. Okay, fuck it. Yeah, this is 10 signs something is your health. Skin rashes. That just means you're dirty.
Inside your body. Hell, skin rash.
Unexpected weight loss.
That could be an allergic reaction.
Bathroom change. What a bathroom change? Like your shit liquid or something?
I don't know. My shit was liquid yesterday.
And then this is fucked up because when you look at the end of the article, it got Luke Perry down at the bottom. Like, wow. Why would they do that? God bless the dead, though. I love Luke Perry. He the only reason I even remotely watched 90210.
You were going to say 2901.
I was. Hey, it's sentimental.
Oh, man.
Unexplained bleeding. I would think if you're bleeding, regardless, something is wrong. if you can't explain, like,
that's random. Overly thirsty. Now that I get, because that could be
dehydration or something.
Hyperglycemia.
Yeah. Yep.
Whatever. Some shit.
What was the bathroom changes? I don't really say nothing. But I do know, I think I learned that you're supposed to, like when you take a shit, what you laughing at? Oh, dry crack lips.
Nah, I just read dry crack. I was like, what the fuck is that?
That's a medical condition?
Dry crack lips.
Who diagnosed that? The proctologist? But
dry crack.
What was I saying?
I don't even remember. That shit threw me off.
Oh, I was saying, no, I forgot. Fuck it. Don't even worry about it. some dark yellow urine and some dry cracked lips.
Oh, you was trying on Facebook Live, right?
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Did you try IG?
Okay.
You probably. I ain't never did live on IG, but that just goes to show how little we utilize our social media presence to do this podcast. Because I've never used live on IG or Facebook. Oh, IGTV. Is that the same thing? No, I think IGTV is pre-recorded.
It's like it's offline anyway.
I couldn't tell.
All right.
Well, you're probably about to get a whole bunch of noise in the background. Somebody about to come through the door. I'll decide later on if I want to edit that part out or not.
That's hilarious. All right, that's enough of health problems. Like, I just know I'm about to die since I lost all of my hair.
I knew I was about to die from the day I was born. It's inevitable.
From the first slap of cry, we all begin to die.
Man.
That's from Floyd Henderson.
You get that video, that link that I sent you all earlier with Dave Chappelle and Daniel Caesar, when you called, like he said, he was doing a John Mayer live stream.
Okay.
Him and Daniel Caesar was the musical guest.
Okay.
And when John Mayer mentioned Daniel Caesar's name, Dave Chappelle was like super gay or extra gay or something like that.
Oh wow, he ain't getting in trouble then.
And Dave Chappelle was drinking, or he was a little tipsy, but Daniel Caesar was also drinking too. Like Daniel Caesar isn't in a video clip, but you can hear him talking back and forth.
Right.
And John Mayer tries to, I guess Daniel said something to Dave Chappelle about he was offended, and he was like, "Oh, I offended you." And then John Mayer tried to jump in and was like, "I think that's a problem when somebody accidentally says something." And Dave Chappelle was like, "Well, no, that's the problem I have with you using the word accidentally, because apparently he didn't say it by accident. He meant to say it."
Right.
But Dave Chappelle's thing was for you to be offended by something I say as a comedian. He was like, "Really?" He was like, "Whoopsie motherfucking poopsie."
Well, it makes sense.
Dave Chappelle gives no shit. But I'll raise the question. If Dave Chappelle had said very homosexual or super homosexual, referring to Daniel Caesar, instead of gay, the word gay,
Okay.
would he have been as offended? Would anybody have been as offended? If he's not gay and that's why it offended him, then is that the issue? Or is he homosexual and using the word gay, is that what offended him? I don't know. If the exchange was awkward but funny at the same time to me, you would just have to watch it.
Yeah, I will. Well, personally, I think in today's time, you don't know anymore, because the world, in some aspects, the world is overly sensitive, and then in others, we're completely desensitized.
Yeah.
So I have no earthly idea.
It's like you have a lot of ways of saying things politically correct these days. And it's like whether you choose to use it the politically correct way or not is always going to be up to that person.
Right.
But at the same time, like, y'all come in.
Oh, you're fine.
So it's like, is it the word? Because the words that people get offended by aren't going anywhere. Like, if you say the word nigga,
Right.
Africans American aren't gonna, like, it just depends on who's saying it. And then it's also person dependent, which shows if it's offensive or not to them. But nothing is, like, certain things seem to be like kind of widely spread. Like, you can't say this or you can't say that, but people still say it.
Well, that's the problem with today's society. We supposed to be so cautious as to what we say or what we do or whatever, but then we supposed to have freedom of speech. And that was always like, even back in the day with Luther Campbell, that was his thing. How can you guys censor me when I have freedom of speech? I am not directly saying this about a woman, that about a woman, or whatever the case may be. Now, yeah, I mean, Dave Chappelle saying that about the guy, that is directed towards someone, but at the same time, as a comedian, he is paid to portray or to tell stories in a comedic fashion, which may have homosexual innuendos. It may have racial innuendos. That's their job. And it just seems like nowadays we can't really speak our minds free. Like me, I'm very open. I say whatever I feel. I do whatever I want. And it's like, but as I've gotten older, I've had to kind of tone myself down, which I know you've been around me. And when I was younger, I would say a lot of things that I probably wouldn't say 10, 15 years later, because I don't want to offend anybody.
Sometimes, man, it's like everybody be like, oh, he's a comedian. Even though he's a comedian, he's not allowed to say this word anymore. And you know what? If comedians aren't allowed to use certain words because they're not politically correct anymore, then goddamn it, the next motherfucking white director that makes a movie about slaves or some shit like that, and they got all these white motherfuckers saying nigga in it, I want everybody to be just as fucking upset.
Well, that's okay, which kind of leads me to, I mean, like what we have talked about, in private. Like, it leads to, God damn it. It kind of leads to the conversation of people, like the way we try to,
when they want to be sensitive about some shit.
Yeah, like we try to police things and say things. It's like you can't just be you can't, what am I trying to say? Like, it's okay for Quentin Tarantino to make Django and visibly have an excessive violent scene on camera where two black bucks, as they were called back in those days, fighting each other to the death, or a white man beating the shit out of a what's her name? Not Carrot Washington. Is it Carrot Washington?
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, but just
Django Unchained.
And they saying nigger and all that stuff in the movie, but then we're supposed to be very cautious and biased, or it's unspoken, like faggot or gay, or like me, I look at it as art. If you're telling a story within a movie, I don't care who directs it or whoever does it. If it's a depiction of a story or a time frame, that's fine with me. Just like even if they're talking about homosexuality, if it's a part of the story, then it just is. Yeah, that ain't gonna work.
Sorry to the listeners, we got babies visiting today. Babies do what they do, so hopefully it ain't coming through too loud in the background. But to what you were saying, why you say that ain't gonna work? What, the way my facial expression was with your explanation? I don't know. I just feel like it's a cop-out, man. It's like, if you gonna police what people say in everyday life and not do it when it comes to art, then what's the purpose? Because the shit is still being said. Like, if you have to censor it in one way, you have to censor it in all.
That is very true, but the problem is it's all about what am I trying to say? It's all about hierarchy. So when you think about it, the LGBTQ they're very powerful. They're up high on the pantheon of cultural hierarchy. Jews, they're highest. They are the pinnacle of the hierarchy. So when you talk bad about Jews or homosexuals, you know you're going to be scorned. You're going to be scorned. But you know, African Americans, we're not so high on the pantheon. So you
Never
can,
have been.
so you can.
Well, they say, "Oh, that was 400 years ago. Get over it."
But I think the reason why we're not high on the pantheon is because of our divisiveness between ourselves, and also strategically how powers that be, media, whatever you want to call them, how they strategically plant things within our culture to cause the divisiveness. You know, like when you think about you know, and I know it's like a super topic that we've been talking about forever, but when you think about R. Kelly, like most of the people that claim that, oh, well, you know, he did do it and he did this, he did that, the media has everyone saying we're talking about his behavior. We're not even talking about what the man is actually saying. We're talking about his behavior. If you listen to about 60 to 70% of the stuff that R. Kelly is saying, it is factual. It's just his behavior is the focus.
Right.
Because people can be scorned at R. Kelly. People can want money from R. Kelly. It's a lot of variables that he discussed that people could want. Now, do I believe he lying? Hell yeah. But these are things that can be true, but we're focused on his behavior, and that's what people are focusing on because the media is telling them to.
Yeah, I said from day one, from the time I saw that interview, I felt like he looked more guilty than he already was to me.
Yeah, I mean, true, but
Like, it made him look worse. Like, if you didn't look bad before, you look super bad after that interview.
Yeah, but this is what I mean by like subliminal innuendo. I want you to look at this really quick when I pull it up. It's all about how they position things and make. And black people, we're the ones. We'll do it. We'll focus on whatever you tell us to focus on. You know, and we have to stop that sheep-like mentality within our community, because it's a reason why they do that to us, because they know that once the African American community figure it out, there's nothing more powerful than the African American community. Why you think they want our money in their community? What they say, 6 hours for us to spend it?
Yep.
So if we spend our money in 6 hours, you know we got power.
Oh, this is like having a dollar in the African American community before it goes somewhere else. I don't know, man. It's kind of like we look down on our own success, because if Versace was a black-owned company, do you think it would be as popular? If Gucci was a black-owned company, do you think it would be as popular? Do you think people gravitate towards it as much as they do because it's not foreign?
Well, I think if we're strategic, I didn't want the actual play.
They're tired of all this.
He sound like an old ass
slave.
Yeah. Oh, but I think that it depends on if you're strategically, like, if you ever want to introduce something to pop culture, to the world, you have to put it in hip hop, put it in just in pop, period. Mm-hmm. And if you put it in that and it works, you're good. Bells will be ringing. Well, if you look at the title, R. Kelly was unhinged in interview with Gayle King. They're making us focus on the fact that he is unhinged.
His behavior. I mean, they didn't have to put that in the title because we could see. what was going on in it.
That's my point exactly. It's so many other variables. I mean, so many other, like videos or whatever, and you see like R. Kelly is crazy. R. Kelly, they making us focus on his behavior instead of his words.
And I wonder what other things were going on in the country that are way more important than R. Kelly's interview that could have been talked about.
Sorry, I'm snorting cocaine.
I don't think they want interview. But I do see some things that are prevalent in the media that seem to be distractions.
Yes, Michael, R. Kelly.
I mean, not saying that what they did.
It's not that what they did is not a distraction, but
right,
the fact that it was planted.
That it's what's being focused on.
Correct.
As opposed to things that are actually things that could be more important aren't being talked about.
Right. Because here's the thing. This is how the media works. They put something out. It's going to trickle down to social media. The media will always be the hierarchy in communication. The media will always be the hierarchy. So the media takes something and it trickles down to social media, because social media makes everyone feel important, make it feel like what they got to say matters, and they can make an impact, so on and so forth. So all they're doing is it's like a pyramid scheme. That's all the media is. They trickle it down into social media. Once it hits social media, that's it. Their word is out.
Yeah.
And then you start bringing up all this other stuff, like black people are like, oh, won't they go after Harvey Weinstein? Won't they go after Elvis and go? No offense to T.I., I'm just saying. I don't agree with him though, at all.
Well, T.I. said, why don't they go after Elvis?
He thinks they should open up a case against Elvis. Look, and everybody know I have so much respect and admiration for T.I. But instead of doing this on social media, use your power to go to these networks and because he can sit down with a network exec. Like we can't, he can. So if you guys want to see Harvey Weinstein behind bars, go to Lifetime, Surviving Harvey Weinstein. Demand it.
And as long as whatever money is made off of this type of stuff isn't going to, like, as long as it goes to the people that's actually affected, I think that's where I get irritated at. Because hold on, sorry, I got messages coming through on my laptop and just ringing loud as hell in my ear. But if these things are being done for a financial gain for the people who are doing the documentaries and the networks that are airing them, then I have a problem with that.
Well, it's all about money. Everybody got paid. It's just like I try to tell people, you don't think the people from Surviving R. Kelly got paid or working on deals outside of that? But when R. Kelly says it, oh, he's crazy, he's lying. It's not true. They got paid. Somebody paid them to tell their story.
I would be more satisfied if, like, all of this shit took place, like, behind the scenes. Like, all the interviews and shit, and he was sentenced and then went to jail, and then it came out. Yeah. Like, all of the videos and the documentaries and shit like that. Like, after the fact. Like, everybody that needs to be heard from, like, all of this shit is taken care of in the courts, and their story's still getting out there, but it's not in the media.
Right.
Like, putting these people's faces and their life out there to be scrutinized. Like, I wouldn't want any of my loved ones to go through that shit. Not publicly. But
Totally agree.
I don't know, man. It's just like Netflix doing the Ted Bundy tapes. Like, nobody did I mean, I'm pretty sure Ted Bundy had like a shitload of documentaries about him, like over the years.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a sick motherfucker. But
Very true.
Before it was put on Netflix, like you didn't see interviews about it. You didn't have advertisements about it. Like it wasn't out there like that. It's like popped up on Netflix and here it is. You know.
I'm sorry.
You still watching that video?
I wasn't really paying attention, but I know the part where he's like, "I need help." That part is hilarious to me. Well, you absolutely right though. Absolutely
no.
I think R. Kelly was like really proud of himself, like learning that word absolutely. Absolutely.
Kelly. I'd be glad when all this shit is over with, man.
I'm ready for him to go, but it's like I think the problem that I have with all of this is that the people who are so cemented into their thoughts, the problem with, especially, and I hate this coin phrase, and I know I'm probably gonna piss people off, but like people that claim to be woke, what pisses me off with people that claim to be woke is if you ever want to be successful, you need open dialogue with anything. Or if you ever want to accomplish something, you need open dialogue. So just because you're cemented in thinking whatever you may think about R. Kelly, about Michael Jackson, about whatever. Like, here's the thing. This is something else that pissed me off in the media. Well, it's on social media. Have you ever seen that meme that's around where they got Malcolm X with the gun?
Looking out the window.
And then they got a kid or some black guy with a Bible. And it says, too many Martins, not enough Malcolms. So I find that meme to be very offensive to both families, to the Shabazz family and also to the King family. And the reason why I feel that way is because these people paid the ultimate sacrifice for us to even have the shred of freedom that we do have. And it is a fucking shred because subliminally through media, social media, and the diversity between ourselves, we're still enslaved. So you look at Malcolm with this AK-47 and you're going to sit here and tell me that you act like Malcolm X was just out there shooting white people because they was wrong. And Martin Luther King was just reading the Bible, you know, we're going to overcome. And no, that's not how it worked. Because you know what these two men did, they would sit down with the person that, like, Martin Luther King had meetings with Bull Connor, who was he was the mayor of, I think, Montgomery. And this man was a blatant racist. Martin Luther King would sit down with him. Malcolm X would sit down with people that was our oppressors. So the only difference between Martin and Malcolm's mission was if you hit Malcolm, he gonna fucking hit you back. Martin Luther King's gonna turn the other cheek. That's the only difference. Their goal was the same thing. They just went about it differently. So stuff like that causes a divide within our race.
Yeah, because people don't take the time to look into the meaning of things, the real meaning of things.
Yeah.
They take a lot of stuff at face value. And they follow a lot. So, I mean, I'm not surprised that it's like that.
You know, if you ever want to really be woke, to me, being woke means you're paying attention to all aspects of a situation, all aspects of what's going on around you. That's being woke.
But once people form their own opinion, it's hard to change their minds, and it's hard to get them to listen to reason a lot of the time. Like my opinion is my opinion. You're not gonna change my opinion, so why should I listen to you? And even if they seem to be listening, it's probably going in one ear and out of the other. Like there's never gonna be a true open dialogue.
And that's why we don't grow. As a people, that's why we don't grow. Because we don't sit down and have dialogue with each other. Now, if you're one of those people, it's just like I said to you before, I've always respected Ramsey.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I respect Ramsey is because he is strong in his conviction. That does not mean I always agree with him. But what I do respect about him is he will stand for what he believes in.
Mm-hmm.
You got some people, they will have an opinion and be so steadfast in their opinion, but then when they see that their opinion is not the popular opinion, they switch. That happens a lot with a lot of woke people. And they're not switching because they're thinking like, okay, well, you know what? That was a validity to the point over here. No, they're just switching because it's not the popular thing to do. Great example of that, when we voted for that trash-ass president. You know how many people told me, well, Marlon, you should have chose the lesser of two evils. What the fuck does that mean?
Evil is evil.
Yeah.
It's like one just ain't gonna. The lesser of two evils only means that one won't fuck you over as quickly as the other one.
There you go. I didn't vote for neither one of them. This ain't Vampire in Brooklyn where evil is good.
Evil is good.
And you get you a piece of evil ass. Woo!
Man, I've actually seen that movie within the last 2 years.
I love that movie.
That shit was, oh man.
Preacher Paulie.
Damn.
That's like the best scene. You're like, God damn, we need to go outside. Oh man, but yeah, that like I just hate like when people don't like when you are quote unquote woke, you can't use just your opinion. You have to have facts with your opinion. Because whenever you the truth is an opinion. A lie is an opinion. There's nothing like facts. Like I know what people hate when Jay-Z used to say men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Jay-Z may not be your favorite artist, but he is a all-time top-selling artist. There's no denying that because the numbers are there. You can't deny his numbers. You may not like his lyrical content or his style, or you may think he's overrated, but the numbers say different.
Unless the person publishing the numbers can't add us.
Now, I don't think R. Kelly had moved into that. I don't think he was doing numbers then. But it's just, you know, like I told you this over the phone, when people would use dumbass statistics or
like sports statistics.
Yeah, for LeBron. When they was talking about LeBron's not the GOAT, he's 3-5. Michael is 6-0. Kareem is 6-3, or whatever the hell it is. Kobe is 5-3. Hakeem Olajuwon is 2-0. No, Hakeem Olajuwon is 2-1. Your ass must have been born in the early 90s. You did not do a fact check. You cannot slander someone without having 100% of your facts.
See, I think that's one of the reasons why I avoid speaking on certain things if I don't know a lot about it. Like, I avoid speaking on sports because I'm not really a sports guy. I don't know much about it. So if people want to, like, trash the Falcons, all I can tell you is that I'm a Falcons fan, and I'll ride for my home team, win, lose, or draw. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that I know every statistics for every Falcons player and what they need to fix. I can only go off of what I've seen from the games that I've seen.
Right.
I mean, I can't debate you on why your team isn't as good as somebody else's team without, I mean, player for player wise. I mean, because I don't know all of the stats. So if people want to say, oh, well, the Falcons are this and Chicago Bears are this, the Patriots are that.
Right.
Okay, that's cool. I'm not arguing about this stuff with you. Like sports, politics, religion are the things that I don't get in arguments with people about.
You get into a fight about religion.
And I don't know why.
Yeah.
Because my thing is, it's more than one religion in the world. And I honestly only feel this way when it comes to myself. I can only speak for myself when it comes to this. I was raised Christian, and I was raised in going to non-denominational churches. So I wasn't Catholic. I wasn't.
Thank God. No, I just kidding. I'm just joking. I am just joking.
I was whatever the rest of them are. Like I wasn't. It was just non-denominational churches, and my thing has always been, if all of these religions are in the world and we're supposed to get along with everybody, then how can our religion be the only right one? And that's the only thing that I had an issue. I mean, that's the only thing that I've always had an issue with. Like, how is our religion as Christians the number one religion? And are you saying that everybody else's religion is wrong?
Well, the thing of it is, it's so weird because all religions are like, it's like it all streamlined to God. It's just different
It all
roads
streamlines to a higher power.
to a higher power. Yes. Me personally, I believe in God. I don't believe in the Bible. The reason why I don't believe in the Bible is because the Bible reminds me of that game that you played when you was a child called telephone. You can say cat on this end, and once it get down to here is frog.
It's catastrophic.
Yeah, it's catastrophic. So since that game, that's how I just feel that way about the Bible. Like, you know, like when you sit down and have conversations with people and they get all pissed off, it's like, just hear me out. I hear you out. Maybe we can teach each other something. Or maybe you just flat out teach me something. I always try to listen to people. Because, like, I tell people all the time, when I read the Bible, it's only one person in that Bible killing somebody. Or somebody dying at their hands or something. And that's God. It's not the devil. How many L's the devil gave out in the Bible? He might persuade
throw a
you.
couple of assists.
Yeah, he assists. Yeah, yes, go ahead, eat the fruit. But you know, like one of my stories, I always argue this story as a counterpoint in the Bible, where I don't know because I don't know like 1 Corinthians and Austin 3:16. I'm just kidding. But it was this story of a family, like they were like the most purest family in this city. And God was like, the city was like, it had homosexuality running rampant. It had like all kind of bad things happening, right? And God was like, I'm about to just burn this mud down. And he told the man, he said, y'all leave. You and your family, y'all leave. Don't look back. Y'all look back. You gotta go. So they walk, and it's like him and his kids and his wife. Everybody looked back except for him. So they all turned into sand. If they was good all that time in that horrible city and also kept their faith in that horrible city, they're walking away. They're doing what you're saying. They hear people screaming and things happening, and the little kids say, "Look, Daddy!" Like, why would you kill the baby? What did they do? And it's like, oh, it's a moral lesson, and it's metaphorical. Is it real? Is it metaphorical? Is it a moral lesson? Like, come on.
Well, I think that was Sodom and Gomorrah.
But why they kill the whole family?
I don't remember that. I mean, I know what story you're referring to, but I don't remember. Like, I haven't read it myself, so I don't know, man. But it just seems like everything that you get from the Bible is always going to be what you take away from it,
And then
which is all of your opinion. And it seems like they tell you, like, well, if you don't know what it's saying, then go to church and you can listen to somebody who can tell you what to think about what's being said.
Well, I can read. Shit, it ain't in my way past. I can read. I read some motherfuckers got turned into sand.
So I don't know, man. But like I said, that's why I don't talk about religion to people. Like, I don't even speak about religion, honestly, anymore to any of my family. Like, and when I was living in Chicago, like, it took a while before I even started going to church or even wanting to go to church. And then when I did go, like when I did get into it, it was good. I was happy there. I didn't feel any odd way about it. And then when I moved back down here, like, I just stopped going. Like, I never looked for anything. I never tried to find anything to replace what I experienced when I was up there.
Gotcha.
And I don't think that's wrong.
Nope.
But I don't know. I just that's just always been my opinion. Like, one religion can't be the right religion and everybody else's is wrong.
Or like when they talk so much about now, I don't have a problem with homosexuals, but they talk so much about homosexuality in the Bible and how it's so wrong. But then you got all these Catholic priests raping these little boys. You know,
Yeah.
Everybody ain't got to go or leave Neverland. They can just go to church. They getting raped. Like, then on top of that, if homosexuality is so bad and you talk about that in church, how does the choir director feel when he's sitting there and the pastor's talking about that? Because most of the time, the choir director is gay. Like,
I'm sorry.
he is not talking to me.
homosexual.
He is not talking about me.
I don't know, man.
I'm just saying, like, that's why. But see,
I think not my whole thing, but I did always have an issue with like the Old Testament versus the New Testament. Now, I've never read the Bible all the way through, and I never studied the Bible. But what I do remember is that before the Old Testament was over, and so anybody can correct me if I'm wrong, by the time the Old Testament ended, like, it kind of seemed like everybody got wiped out and started over, because it was incest in the Old Testament from day one, pretty much. Well, not day one like Adam and Eve, but after that, it was like such and such beget such and such beget such and such, and like, where are these people coming from? Like, and I always had an issue with that, and I was just like, you know what? Like, a lot of my family is really deep and heavy in the church, so I'm not gonna like make that a divide between me and my family.
But what's really sad about it is we should be able to sit down and have conversations with each other just to have an open dialogue. And it's not about who's right or who's wrong. It's just about a mutual understanding. I may not agree with you, but I have an understanding of where you're coming from. Yeah. That's my problem with society. Not just in religion, just with anything. There's no common ground. When you have common ground, in my opinion, formulates unity. Because a lot of times, our core values are the same.
It's just the way you approach them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just like with Martin and with Malcolm. They both had the same agenda, just went about it different. If they was walking together and somebody came up to them and tried to assault them, Martin's gonna try to talk to him. Then, brother, calm down. We ain't gotta do all that. Malcolm gonna be like, nigga, get out my face. I'm about to slap shit out of you.
And you know what? It does make me believe, like, some of the stuff that I would hear, like a while back when everybody being up in arms about Trump and this wall.
Trump's America. And
I don't agree with none of the shit Trump says.
Me
but
either.
The one thing that somebody pointed out, he was like, you getting, like, why is it that you're offended now about Trump and this wall, but when Obama said something similar about border protection or whatever the case was, and doing something to they wanted the same thing, they're just going about it different ways. Like, I don't know. Like I say, I don't get into politics. I try not to get into politics.
The only thing I remember Obama saying was, I remember him saying in so many words, like, he knew he can't stop all the illegal immigrants from being here. He just wants y'all to pay some damn taxes. That's what he said. Trump want to kick everybody out.
Bro, if I hear one more motherfucker talking about an immigrant coming over here and taking all of our jobs, nigga, what jobs? The jobs that you don't want to do?
I'm not going to pick no strawberries.
You ain't picking strawberries. You ain't owning no gas stations. You ain't got damn selling shit on the side of the road.
I would in Buckhead, not down here.
It seemed like these motherfuckers come over here, they ain't too proud to be janitors. Like, niggas be a janitor, you gotta hit rock bottom to be a janitor as a black person. You looking down on the janitors. That's how people act. It's like you looking down on the motherfuckers that's doing the shit that you don't want to do, but you want to complain about it at the same time. I never understood that.
I guess it's just the thought of the job being available. I don't know. It doesn't make sense because, I don't know a lot of black people that are landscapers. Do I know some that are landscapers? Yes. I don't know a lot of black people. Matter of fact, to be honest, I don't know any fucking black people that own a gas station. I don't. I'm not saying that there are not any out there. I'm sure there are. I just don't know them. I know some black grocery stores, obviously, or black ran grocery stores.
There's not many though.
Right, but we talk. You know what? Especially this another thing about them woke people. They be so goddamn woke, but then be in Walmart shopping.
They woke in Walmart, woke in Wally World.
There's the damn Waltons. Then be talking shit. I ain't gonna shop at Walmart no more. They don't treat people right. I'm going to Sam's Club. Waltons is just like, okay, part 2, nigga. No, I'm just kidding on that part. But yeah, like it's just so aggravating because that's the division that lies within the African American community. It's like a 50-50 split. Half of it is because of our own thought process and how we interact with each other, and the other half is because the hierarchy, the government, the media, whomever you want to say, they just sprinkle some shit down on us and we good to go. We got it. We gonna fuck it up for you.
I wonder how that Gucci protest still going. Oh, my
I'm
bad.
sorry.
I ain't heard shit about it. I wonder how many black folks went back to wearing Gucci. One, I could never afford to wear Gucci, so I wasn't wearing this shit no way.
Right. I'm like, somebody I went to school with, they had put a thing up once. She said, there's a lot of Gucci belt buckles holding up Old Navy pants. And I laugh because it's so true because we're so, it's like I kind of understand why we do it because we have been looked down upon so long and so much. But we will go out and spend our last dollar to appear like we're on top. And you ain't got a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of.
And these companies just look at you like, look at these niggas wearing our shit that they know they can't afford half the time.
Right. There's no way. How much does a Gucci belt cost?
I don't know. You can Google it. I ain't even gonna get a website to traffic.
You so stupid. Shit, I got a belt. It's just a belt. $450, motherfucker, man.
$450 for a belt.
You can't do nothing but buy some goddamn Old Navy pants and go stay in an extended stay afterwards.
$450. You know what? A lot of people will probably say, well, if you had the money, then you wouldn't be saying it. I probably would.
I still wouldn't buy this shit.
I don't think I'm as materialistic as I probably would have been a couple of years ago. One, because I have a daughter.
Kids change that
I put it
shit.
like this. I'm not materialistic for myself.
Right.
When it comes to me, like, I go to Walmart, buy some pants. I go buy Levi's quick as hell. I go to, like, those hood-ass stores in the mall to be, like, all the way down at the end of the mall, ducked off in the corner across from the barber shops.
Right.
and go buy some jeans out of there. Like, I don't know. Because when it comes to me, I don't care as much about what people think about what I have on.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to my daughter, like, I want to make sure that her shoes are kept up. I want to make sure that even if they're not expensive clothes, I want to make sure that she takes care of them. Because if she can learn how to take care of the things that don't cost as much,
right,
it'll make her take care of the more expensive things later on down the line.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm kind of the same way. Like, the only thing I really spend money on is sneakers because I like sneakers. That's about it. But even then, I think the most expensive pair of sneakers I ever bought for myself was like $200 and probably about like $220.
Dude, I've never paid over $200 for shoes. I think the most I've paid for shoes is probably $130, and that maybe like $110 or $15, and that was probably a pair of Air Force Ones like years ago.
Yeah, and they're the Air Force One duck boots, which I still have. But yeah, I love those shoes. I couldn't help it. I got my son a pair, and I was just like, I fucking love those shoes. And I was like, we wear the same size. I can just kind of take his shoes, but I just had to get me some because I love them so much. But that's the only thing I really would spend money on is some sneakers. Now, if I see something that I like, it has to be something that I like, not because everybody else is wearing it.
Right.
Like, those days are over with for me. I told you, I bought that $500 shirt, thought I was Dwayne Johnson. Had my pork chop sideburns.
Looking like Burning Mac.
I did. I'm thinking on looking like The Rock. I'm looking like Burning Mac, like you just said.
That shit is funny. Man, I was looking through an old ass photo album the other day, and my daughter's like, "Who is that? Is that Uncle Dexter?" I was like, "Nah, that's me." She's like, "That don't look like you." I had a picture where I had a do-rag on. I was like, I had braids in this picture. I was like, but I had them covered up. She said, "Good." I was like,
Hilarious.
Sit your 8-year-old behind down somewhere.
That is hilarious.
She's funny though. She definitely.
I tell you something that's crazy. So I had bought some $150 pair of shades. Loved them, right? These were my shit, right? So I went to Six Flags. And I'm standing in line for the Thunder River with my $150 pair of shades on. And I'm allergic to bees. Like I don't like get gravely ill or sick. I just puff up. So a bee was flying around my head.
Ill.
Yeah. So the bee was about to sting me in my face. So I slapped the bee hard, and my $150 pair of shades went into the damn Thunder River.
What you do after that?
I, like an idiot, I asked them could they drain the water. I asked them could they drain the water to get my shades, and you know, like back then it's always been teenagers. The dude was looking at me like, bruh, like it's over. Like F your shades, they're gone.
Like somebody gonna get this nigga.
Yeah,
somebody gonna get this.
And you think this how I was though. I would have that $500 shirt on. I have my $150 shades. Have on my $100 shoes or boots or whatever. My $100 pair of pants. Like you said, I'm Burning Mac, but I'm thinking on Dwayne Johnson.
I don't know, man.
Dwayne Johnson, you owe me a lot of goddamn money because I spent so much money emulating you. You really do.
Because if you think about it, they have, like when Kanye was coming out with his plain white tees and they was like $300-400, and they look like the t-shirts you can get from the corner store.
Right.
It's like from a distance, who's really gonna know that's a Yeezy shirt? Like who's really gonna know that's a plain white Gucci shirt or Louis Vuitton shirt or whatever the brand is? But you want people to look at you from a distance and be like, oh, they got bread. Like you can look professional and carry yourself in a decent manner without breaking the bank. But
I always just try to look neat. Personally, man, I don't even care. What the heck? Cause I'll walk outside naked if I can get away with it.
you ain't doing that unless without getting arrested.
I'm just saying that's how much I don't care about clothes or anything. I walk around my nuts hanging out, just walking around the city. I would. I don't care. I don't care about my appearance like that.
Dude, I'm telling you, when I'm able to move to Florida, like that's gonna save me so much money when it comes to clothes.
Cause you ain't gonna wear no pants.
Cause you can't wear shit. The first time I went to Florida to visit my girlfriend, I looked like a straight up tourist in that motherfucker. I had no goddamn shorts. I had on some jeans. We went to the beach. I had sneakers on. I was hot as shit.
I bet you was.
Walking around.
And you can go to the beach in December. You get like a little breeze, you know, but yeah, if you can tolerate it, the only time certain parts of Florida does have some cold ass, times. Certain parts.
I haven't been to those parts yet. I mean, I've been down there when it's like early in the morning and it might be like 50 degrees. It might get down to 30, but it doesn't stay like that.
Right, no, it's not gonna stay like that. No.
But Yeah, man. I know at one point in my life, I was like, man, I ain't never leaving Georgia. And then I left Georgia, and I was like, man, I got to get back to Georgia. And I had never really been anywhere that I haven't lived before. But when I started visiting Florida and being down there more,
You like it?
man, I love it down there.
It's a beautiful city. I enjoy
It's the water,
Florida.
though.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the water. It's the beaches. I mean, the weather is good. Like, even though they have times where it's just like rain sporadically, like, oh, it's gonna rain hard as shit for like 15 seconds.
That's true.
And
Yeah.
then it'll just stop out of nowhere. Even though it got that fickle ass weather, I just like it's just the water. Every time I go down there, like, I have to see the water. I have to, like, even driving to Clearwater or going to one of the beaches in Tampa or St. Petersburg or something like that.
Nice cities. Yeah.
And I just love it.
Now I do want to go to Hawaii. I would
going there.
I would love to go to Hawaii. Now I know it's very expensive there, but I would love to go to Hawaii.
One of the guys I was in a class with was stationed in Hawaii when he was in the Navy for like 6 years. He says it's crowded. Now I can see that.
It's probably very
close
touristy.
together. Yeah, like, but I mean, and then it's an island, so you can't, like, everybody that's bringing their cars over there, like, you ain't nowhere for the motherfuckers to go. So no, I can get how I still want to visit though. I wouldn't mind visit.
I don't think that I would want to live there. Like, I love Georgia. Well, I love Atlanta. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else but Atlanta. However, if I ever get the financial gain that I would want, I probably would have like a home probably in Florida. Florida.
And I was driving home from I forgot where I was at, but I was on the other side of the city, other side of 75, outside of the perimeter, and driving back through downtown, looking at the skyline. It's just like, damn, this is a beautiful ass city.
Our city.
But yeah, But I've never, like, just like all of the buildings and the light. It's like, but it's nice to look at. But there's nothing in the damn city that I want to do.
Well, I mean, it's some
like,
things I think you would enjoy if you immersed yourself a little bit.
Because my whole thinking is, if it's not a club, like, it's not really a tourist place to come. Like, people ask me a lot, what is there to do in an hour? Like, outside of food and clubs, isn't really nothing unless you're going to the museum or you going to the Fox Theater. Right. I mean, like, stuff like that, yeah. Like, it has some historical things that you can go look at and visit. But it's like, I was thinking to myself, well, I could just go downtown one day and it's like every tall ass building that you get to see when you driving through the city. I just go in and just see how many floors up there let you go before they start asking you questions.
Let's start walking in. Oh, nah, I ain't want shit. I'm good.
Right. Because, like, I've been here more than half of my life, and I don't know what half of those buildings down there are for. I don't think anybody, unless the name is on the side of the building, I don't know shit about them buildings down there.
Right.
Like, I'm just gonna go down there and just start going in. Like, what y'all do?
Damn.
Like, how far up can I go?
Just be
I
careful.
just want to go all the way up and just look out the very, very top window.
Just be careful when you go in there, mother. They're gonna think you a terrorist.
I'm like, hell, I spent money in this city longer than you probably operate in this city. Man, I don't know, man. It's like, I don't think I've ever given that much thought to being downtown. Because I hate driving downtown. I mean, it's nice to look at, but I absolutely hate driving downtown.
Absolutely.
Like, you want to go downtown? Like, absolutely no. Like, I try to go down one way. Like, I go try to make a left down this street, but it's wrong.
Oh my god, that's that right there is the killer. The one way streets downtown. Y'all killing me with this shit. I'm fighting for my fucking life.
That's it. Yeah, man, that's like, I think that's with any city though. Like, I hate one way streets. I do. I hate the traffic. But it's not only the city. You go down damn Hampton, off 75, and shit. All of McDonough is nothing but traffic. They traffic just as bad as driving in the damn city. I'm like, God damn.
When I'm downtown and I'm driving, I need help. Oh shit.
Man, but
I'm sorry, Robert.
we've been giving him hell these past couple of episodes.
He is it. Look,
Easy to pick on.
it is hilarious.
Easy to pick on.
Use your common sense.
All sense ain't common to some folks. Especially that nigga. Somebody should have told this motherfucker, look, this is not a good idea. Whatever you think gonna come from it, it ain't gonna happen that way.
That's why you can't hire your family to be your publicist or you can't. They don't know. They just family members. I don't know if that nigga is his family member or whatever. Somebody, that dude, the one that's been speaking for him, his attorney or whatever. First of all, he has to be pro bono because
man, that's Saturday Night Live.
That was
opening
hilarious.
skit that they did about that R. Kelly interview, man. That shit had me rolling.
I was very proud of Kenan Thompson.
I put my pants on one sleeve at a time. What's the word start with a Q?
Jail King.
He said, when can we start the interview? Like, y'all leave y'all cameras out in the open like that? Y'all freaky. It is a camera? No, that's a plant.
Oh my God. It was hilarious. It was hilarious.
If you haven't seen it, I suggest you watch it. If you listening. That shit had me rolling. I know a lot of people like, why like making fun of the situation that's going on. They probably think that it's making fun of the victims. And
no.
It's not.
Because if that was the case,
not.
everybody should be mad at everybody.
Yeah. Yep.
No, but he just fucked up, man. God, man, that's why. Look, even if you don't finish school, and I don't know R. Kelly's entire life story, but damn it, stay in school long enough until you acquire comprehension. Cause man, some of the shit mine way past. No, absolutely no.
Oh.
What was another one he said that was effed up? God, he said so much.
R. Kelly is just like a walking meme at this point.
He said, I gave you 30 years of my career. When he was screaming, if you go back and watch it, I gave you 30 years of my career.
I heard him say that, but I could have sworn he said something else right.
He said something this first time, and I didn't understand what he said. The second time, he said, my career.
I thought he said my life or something to that effect the very first time. And I did hear him say career right after that.
But that's not, he didn't say that correctly.
Nah, that shit is funny, though, man.
All you got to do is press a button on your phone.
Oh, man. I can't say that this was probably one of the more serious episodes as far as topic-wise. Yeah. But we still find a way to fuck with shit.
Yeah, man. That's true. Yeah, and we probably go. I know we probably, well, at least me, pissed off some woke people. And it's not that I have a problem with woke people. I just feel like if you ever want to be successful at anything, it garners dialogue, conversation, understanding of each other's stance. And if you don't agree,
of your own stance too, man.
Yeah,
you can't always be one sided. You gotta know both sides before you form an opinion.
What I want, if there's anything I want to get out from this podcast, to my brothers and my sisters, to my African American community, we got to start being some goddamn wolves and stop being sheep. Because sometimes a woke person is just a black sheep instead of being a wolf. Just my opinion.
Well, damn.
Absolutely.
So we gonna wrap that shit up right here.
They really are on chains. That's what it was. That's what he said. Who the hell is on chains?
They on chain.
I've been buried alive, but I'm alive.
I gave you trapped in the closet. I gave you feeling on your booty. I gave you age ain't nothing but a number and a whole bunch of other clues.
That shit was hilarious.
Man, Keenan Thompson, he killed that, man.
You know, I went to school with him.
I think you did tell me that before.
Yeah, we was in class. We was in science class together. He would talk, but he didn't really talk that much. But one funny thing that he did, I thought the shit was hilarious. So, you know, he was already doing all that.
Mm-hmm.
So he was doing that. So we was at Six Flags. Like, I forgot, some science shit. We went to Six Flags. So, you know, people recognize him. And this white kid came up to him. Like, we was all walking, and the white kid said, "Oh my God, you're the fat black kid from Nickelodeon. Can I have your autograph?" He said, "Oh, you're the little skinny white bitch that was." I didn't know he even had that in him because he never talked, really. He would talk. He was real cool, but he didn't really talk that much. And when you watch him on TV, I never really thought he was funny when we was younger because I was into more raunchy comedy. Like
Richard Pryor type.
Yeah, because like we be in class and stuff, people be like, "Marlon, you more funnier than he is." And it's just because I was like talking about shit that adults was talking about. And Keenan probably had all of that in him, but he knew very young about controlling, you know, his image and all of that stuff. So I shout out to him. And he ain't like that little white girl calling him the fat black kid. That shit was hilarious. I would never forget that.
Oh, man.
He's like, "I had enough. Little white bitch. Tired of you."
Yeah, you probably got that a lot, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But hey, sometimes you just end up being that person that that catch that backlash.
Yep.
You just gotta deal with it.
Like Conor McGregor. See what he did. Motherfucker took a picture of him. He's like, "I'm tired of this shit. Give me your camera. Give me your phone."
Oh, man.
And his statement was so weak. I love my fans. I'm sorry. I got to work on this temper.
Like, at that point, just don't apologize.
Right.
Like, and if you don't mean it, don't apologize.
And I think that's very important. If I was like a high level celebrity and I fucked up, or I, you know, did something out of anger, but I know I wasn't sympathetic about it. Guess what? There's no comment coming from the Copeland camp.
Because people can read through that shit, man.
Yeah. I was like, man, Conor McGregor ain't shit when I read that. But I'm like, who gonna tell him that? You gonna get fucked up? Because that's a bad man right there.
Well, if you want to hear us talk more shit, about things that's going on in the world today, shit that's important.
That's right. Flint water.
Shout out to Jaden Smith.
Yup.
The only young nigga doing shit about Flint at this point.
Yep.
Smith family.
Except for Aladdin. Keep that shit. Absolutely.
I don't even know if I'm gonna give that a chance. I don't know. I don't know.
I think the next Will Smith movie I will be watching is probably Bad Boys 3. I won't be watching Aladdin. I mean, I'm past that stage anyway.
I don't know. I've never gotten past that stage. Only because I was raised, like my mom raised us watching like Disney cartoons, and she would take that time when she was off of work to spend with us and watch different things. Like that's how I got in the movies so much. And I don't know, I've always, like, even if I have to go to the movies and see certain things by myself, like I don't mind.
Shit. Well, I guess my mom went shit because I was watching Dolomite. I was watching Raw. Watching Delirious. I was watching all kind of shit I probably shouldn't have been watching. I never been into kid TV. Like, even when I was just talking about all that, the only reason I would even peek in at that TV show is because Keenan was on there. Other than that, I didn't want to watch it. I didn't know shit about Like I like when people used to always say, "You don't know about Justin Timberlake? Remember he was a Disney kid, him, Britney Spears." No, I didn't know because I didn't fucking watch it. I just didn't.
Now that stuff I don't know about, but like I've definitely watched Aladdin.
I was an inner city kid. I ain't know nothing about that shit.
Aladdin Returns, Return of Jafar. I mean, what was Aladdin Returns? Aladdin Return of Jafar, King of Thieves. What else? Like, just about any Disney movie. Sleeping Beauty, Snow White.
It's a cocaine movie.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Like,
the car?
Yeah,
I watched that.
Like, all of that shit, man. Like, movies that little white kids probably sit around and watch with their families. Like, we watched all that shit.
I think the only quote-unquote white stuff I would watch was, like, Three Stooges, Benny Hill, Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah, we watched Charlie Chaplin. I watched that with my mom. That's how I got in that Twilight Zone.
I used to love Mama's Family, Carol Burnett. I loved Carol Burnett. I would watch her like on TBS Channel 17 like all the time because I love variety comedy like Living Color. Like Carol Burnett was like the first one that I can really remember. Like I was watching it like at 6 years old.
And I remember me and my younger sister, we used to watch Mama's Family. Mm-hmm. All the damn time. What was the other one? The one that had the old white couple that played the piano at the beginning of the show.
Archie Bunker. All in the
Family.
Mm-hmm.
We used to watch that. Like, I don't know, man. It's just like a lot of shit that most black kids wouldn't watch. Like, I was into that shit.
I used to have to watch the fucking Love Boat.
Nah, I ain't watched the Love Boat.
I used to. See, that's the thing. A lot of this stuff I used to have to watch because I was the youngest of 4 kids in the house, so I had to watch what everybody else was watching more than likely. I used to watch Remington Steele.
I don't remember that.
It was my brother used to always say Pierce Brosnan is gonna be James Bond one day. He used to always say that, and he was right. And this is like in the 80s, because Remington Steele was like I think it was like a spy TV show. But Heart to Heart. You remember that?
I've never watched it, but I remember it coming on. Like, I remember my aunt would watch it.
Shout out to my brother, man. He used to have me watching all these old ass white TV shows. He really did.
Man, my aunt Donna used to watch soap operas like religiously. Like, oh my gosh, she used to watch so many soap operas. I couldn't stand them.
You want to know something funny about soap operas?
What is that?
So I used to watch them all the time too before I even started going to school, because my mom would watch them. So the origin of my name comes from a soap opera. So originally, my name was supposed to be Christopher Kosachek Copeland.
The fuck?
That's what I said. So on the soap opera Days of Our Lives, there was a character named Chris Kosachek, and my mother was head over heels in love with this man, right? Okay. So obviously I'm in the oven. That's what my name was gonna be that. Now my father and I I don't know what type of relationship we have, but I don't have any ill will. But anyway, if that's ever anything I could ever be totally thankful for with my dad, he read some book about this kid named Marlon. Everybody in the neighborhood used to pick on him, treat him bad or whatever. And something, I don't remember the whole story, but something bad happened in the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. And Marlon saved everybody. Mm. So he loved that story so much that's where my name Marlon comes from. Christopher was for Christopher Kosachek. Kosachek got the fuck on. And Copeland. So that's where my name comes from. I would have been the only fucking kid that didn't know how to spell his middle name. Cause I didn't know how to spell Christopher for a long time.
Bro, you would have been doing your ancestry DNA test like, wait, what the fuck? Where the fuck does Kosachek come in at then?
Oh my god, yeah, that's my name comes from a character from Days of Our Lives. Let's see if I can find a picture of him to show him to you. But my mom was madly in love with this man.
Hell to the no. To the no. Right, we took a patient to a dialysis center the other day, and we walked in, and goddamn, Wayne Brady wasn't on the soap opera.
Is he really?
Mm-hmm. I don't know which one it was, but as soon as I seen him, I was like, is Wayne Brady gonna have to smack a bitch?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I don't like soap operas. I'm not even gonna attempt to find out which one it was he was on.
What the fuck? Oh, here he is. So this dude, my mother loved this man so much.
The whitest dude. He got a mullet?
Well, it's like the 70s.
Bruh, you definitely dodged the bullet.
Oh, come on. That's not Days of Our Lives. I don't know what the fuck that is.
So you might want to wipe your history browser after that.
So this is him. So this dude, he's played Chris Kosachek. He's been Roman. He's been in another guy. I forgot the name. So he's
all
been like
in the same soap opera.
Cause Days of Our Lives is ongoing. So yeah, in the 70s he was Chris Kosachek. He went away. He came back. The original Roman went away. He became Roman. He had a facelift and some shit. And I remember now cause then the original Roman came back and he became somebody else, and I stopped watching.
Bruh.
And his wife was possessed by the devil. I do remember that. Marlena, that's her name. She was possessed by the devil. John Black, that was his name the last time I watched this soap opera. He might be dead. I don't even know. But
how the hell?
But yeah, that's where my name came from. This nigga.
Hell no.
So, Dad, if you ever hear this, I fucking love you, man, and thank you, because you saved me, because I still don't know how to spell Kosachek. Sound like some kind of like athlete's shit you get on your balls or something.
Athlete balls?
I do apologize. You have Kosachek. Absolutely.
If you want to hear more of another round of Absolute with your man Eric and Christopher Kosachek, be sure to find us on Podbean, iTunes, TuneIn app, Google Play Music, Spotify.
Yup.
And that's about it. Stitcher. We on Stitcher.
Absolutely.
I'm still trying to get on what is that shit? Not TuneIn. We on TuneIn. It's another music streaming platform.
Absolutely no.
Well, I can't think of the name of it. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at ARO Absolute. You can follow us on Instagram at ARO_Absolute. For more shit like this. And if you made it this whole hour and 22 minutes and some change, we appreciate you. Cause I don't think we say that shit enough. God damn it, we appreciate you motherfuckers for listening.
Definitely appreciate you. But you need to support us more, cause y'all killing me with this shit.
And we out.